Hey, good evening. Welcome to Monday's night's Airfix and Chill. Hope you're all well. Hope all is good. I'm still a bit throaty actually. I think I spoke to about 200 people, maybe even more around Telford. But but yeah, um, great show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyways, I'm joined tonight by Jim, by Zinzan, by Luke, by John Alec, North Devon, Barry from North Devon Scale Model Society, and Ben. And if I click this button here, Simon, a newbie, has come on tonight. I saw him at Scale Model Show in Telford, so we thought I'd grab him as well. But I really enjoyed it. Was it the best one? I know. I think there was more people there this year than last year. Sunday was more busier than last year's Sunday. But I'll lay it all out. You know, Luke, you had a presence there with your Scale Model Club. How did you feel it went?
Was that to me, mate? Sorry.
Luke, yeah, Luke.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was a great show. And I think, I don't know whether it was just because there was more interaction between sort of the people attending the show and the clubs, that it appeared to be busier because you were interacting more, or whether it was actually busier, like, you know, footfall. But it certainly appeared busier than previous years from our point of view. I spoke to a few traders who said that it was average from their point of view, from sort of turnover and sales at the show. But from the club's point of view, it was incredibly busy.
Yeah. I was mooching around. What about you, Ben? You with yours? Did you feel any different this year, last year, or?
I'd say Saturday was still as manic as ever from a club perspective. That was constant chatting the whole day. Sunday was definitely busier as well, because normally on the Sunday, I would say it's a sort of social day for me. I'm able sort of to get around and go see people. So I normally do that for the first hour when it's exhibitors and traders only. Yeah. But then normally probably from 11, I would say, just after the remembrance service, you tend to be able to get away and then go talk to people. I didn't get away from the stand until 1 o'clock on the Sunday. And so that was, it was definitely busier. And I'll sort of echo what Luke said about the traders in terms of they felt it was average. But one of the things they did say, though, is that Sunday, the trade was a lot better than expected. And I think that then chimes as well with the fact that more people did seem to be in attendance on Sunday than would normally be. So it'd be interesting to see the overall figures.
Yeah.
Ron.
Me and then Neil from Iska, we ended up doing the Saturday morning 9 o'clock shift, and we didn't stop for 40 minutes putting wristbands on people's wrists, and I don't know, they asked us to punch a hole in people's membership card, which I thought was a bit
right.
It was very, very intense time, that 40 minutes. I just thought, when's it going to end? You know, because they're all coming in. We were on that, you know, as the queue goes in, we were on that first table. There's 4 tables along, but we were that first table and people were just lunging at us, you know. That was the time when I was going, hello, because people would say, oh, it's Moz, you know, and I put it on. And then by the time it was 10 to 10, and they had kind of like moved us over to where, you know, it would be like a smaller area, because now they were going to get the people who had paid coming in. I was proper knackered by that point. I was like, crumbs, I'm you know, volunteering. Yeah, so, but we did our shift, because I know that there was a, not an upset, but, you know, there was a lot of confusion about the volunteering side of things. But yeah, me and Neil did an hour there, and started to chat with people, and it was really good. So, but that when the members are turning up at 9 o'clock, wowzers.
I mean, the whole volunteering thing and confusion, I really don't see what IPMS can do in addition to what they're already doing. So, for example, on the Friday afternoon, we were dishing out the club and SIG wristbands and car parking passes and all that sort of stuff. So, in all the literature and every club secretary, I know because I'm fucking swearing. I know because so prior to the show, when you kind of got your return and everything, IPMS request how many volunteers you can supply, for what day and time bracket. So we did that. Then you get an email back saying, okay, you need to provide 2 people between 2 and 3 p.m. or whatever it may be to do this. So it's down to the club secretary really to make their club members aware of that. And then this year, in addition to that, IPMS UK put in every club's envelope like a rota.
Yeah.
So if they'd offered volunteers, there was a rota in there telling them where they needed to be, at what time, and how many.
Yeah.
But you can't really, from an organisational point of view, you can't really do any more than that.
Well, our information was wrong because I offered 2 people, and we were told in the email that we will be there from 8:55 till 10. And then when we got there, it said 2 people, and it said 8:55 till 10. Easy, that's fine. Yeah, good. And then when we got there, that information was 8:55 to 11 and 3 people. And I said, well, I can't give you 3. I'll only have 2. And I did say I can go until 10 o'clock. But fortunately, when we got there, she was absolutely fine. The house of, was it the front of house said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. 2 of you is fine. And then when somebody came at 5 to 10, we were able to go and enjoy the show. But the only one way to do it really is basically have a Google form that people fill in exactly what they are. And then from that Google form, you can then go back to them and say, right, you've offered them this, and print them out properly. But
I think that's a great idea. I do think that's a great idea. But we have to
doing it on Facebook is not a good idea, though, Luke.
We have to bear in mind a lot of the people that IPMS are dealing with don't even know what Google is, let alone a Google form.
Right. I understand that, but I had this bit, not an argument, but like when I set up Google Forms for our club, and the people were like, and all it had was 5 questions on it: your name, address, phone number, and email address, sorry. And then if you're an IPS member, and then the little tick box and said, yes or no, are you all right with us holding on to your data? And if anybody queried, I don't understand it, I would say, have you bought anything online recently? Oh yeah, I bought. Well, your name, your name, your phone number, your address, your bank card, your CVC foot number, So don't give me that. You can't fill in a Google form because I'm pretty sure that.
But people will, won't they? They will. They will say that. I don't know what that is. I'm not doing that.
You put your credit card details in I'm just saying, it's not difficult, is it?
No, it's not difficult. But I think what people need to remember, and not necessarily anyone here or anyone watching, but in general, that show does not happen without volunteers.
Exactly, yeah.
It just wouldn't happen. No one's paid, no one, any of that stuff. So really, it's down to the individual clubs and SIGs to say, you know what, if they can. I mean, Ben, like for example, you couldn't because you do it by yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't then go away and volunteer for 2 hours on the Saturday afternoon. You can't do it. Yeah. But most clubs and SIGs have more than one person at that show.
Yeah.
And everyone's quite happy to get their wristband to get in early and all that stuff as part of a club.
Yeah.
And then I'm not talking from personal experience, generalization. But then you ask someone to stand on a door for an hour and it's like you pissed on their kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get out what you put in. And I think that's important. And IPMS, they're up against it because everyone moans. Do you know what I mean? Everyone moans.
I think that's just the trade.
The best laid plans only survive first contact with the enemy. You know, it's just the way it is. I think they did a cracking job.
Yeah, I'm going to say, and I thought I'd put that out the way first, because at the end of the day, I thought the show was well organised, very well presented.
Good.
There, you know, we had, it was quite fun actually, because at the beginning, on the Friday, you had to wear your yellow jackets if you're getting in early and everything. Then on Sunday, it's like, no, free for all, let's just get out of here, like, wasn't it?
They just wanted you out on Sunday. They did not care. You could have. They were not. They was like, if you got out quicker, they did. They were not.
It did feel though, whether there's been some sort of liaison between IPMS and the venue security, because that's always been an issue for setup and takedown. It did feel on the Sunday, certainly takedown, which is always a bit chaotic, to say the least.
Yeah.
It did feel like it ran better.
Yes.
It felt like it ran smoother than it has in previous years.
And I think they learned that lesson a bit from Friday, because trying to get in, I know you guys were in earlier, but they had slight issues on the gate with some new staff who effectively, so like for me, most people know if you're Joe Public, you go through what we call the front gate. And in previous years, we've gone down there and then as exhibitors gone to the right and trundled our way down to the bottom. This year they decided they weren't going to do that, and so we were all getting turned around, which wasn't a problem. So we all went to the roundabout at the bottom and go for the back gate. But then again, that creates massive tailbacks, and it's not ideal. And then the funniest thing I thought was I pulled up, they asked what hall am I in? I'm in hall 2, and then they said go to car park 2, which is like, right, okay, wondering where that was. So we got told go around the side of the building, and in previous years I parked what is behind hall 3. That's what I thought car park 2 was. Only to then be told, no, keep going round the side of the building, it's round the side. So as I'm trundling round the side of the building, which is a single lane, thinking I hope no traffic comes, I then appear out the front, and what is lo and behold, car park 2 is the car park I was trying to get into in the first place. And so, I'd just been sent in a great big circle to go back to where I tried. But yeah, no, they definitely learned from it, and I have to say after that, the International Centre were flawless with the parking, and they also realised, I don't know if those had seen it, but there was a bit of ticker tape across part of the car park. Their intention was to sort of keep exhibitors in there at one point, and then they learned very quickly that wasn't a good idea and scrapped it. So well done to the TIC for being very flexible.
Yeah,
I thought they were really good.
Yeah, I was greatly impressed by it. I just thought there was a lot of excitement as well, because Airfix had just announced. Sorry, Miss Waddle, if you're going to drop off, sorry about that. She has done a couple of videos. One with an interview with Dale's Airfix, which is fantastic. Go and watch it. And also another good one is that she's done a complete filming of every stand on the show. She's put a link up, so if you want to go and watch that, feel free to do so there. And if you missed the show, you can see every single stand on the video, so fair play. Evening, folks. Absolutely got to come make a ship, but I'll be there next year if Lucas to send an ambulance for me. Fair enough, that's good. I just felt there was a lot more excitement there as well this year, and that Messerschmitt Bf 109 that Airfix announced on the Friday, where it was leaked, but anyways. Actually, when I was talking to people as they'll come around, they always say, "Have you seen the BF1?" Obviously, I've seen it. Saw it Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. It was just like an excitement in the air as well. There were people going out. Loads of people were waiting for the Eddard store to open, because they opened a bit later for some reason. But there was loads of people outside there. I see a lot of people mooching around, buying kits. As I was about 2 hours in, I was around the back getting a drink. And the amount of people that were leaving within the first 2 hours with big bags of model kits was quite impressive as well.
I mean, the good thing with Edward being shut meant that the queue actually tailed round to the ship area and meant we got loads more traffic. So I'm not complaining.
No, that's right. But their boxes were quite piled high. I don't think anybody knew there was anybody else behind them because their boxes are quite piled high.
That was one of the funny things because the guy who does my ships, the Dorset Printman, was behind, and every time I kept saying he's over there, they did look at this stack of boxes and go, "Where?" I went, "Oh, behind the Great Wall of Boxes."
Wow. Yeah.
So-
What was he doing? He was doing pin badges, wasn't he, or something?
No, he's 3D printing. No, that's Runway 25 next to them. They do the pin badges and everything because I've literally bought new key rings as well from them. But no, Dorset Printman does the 3D printing, and he's the one who did the carrier, the Queen Elizabeth I've got.
Yeah. Simon, you're new to the channel. Welcome along. Or new to Airfix and Chill. How did you feel the show went for you?
By Sunday I was kind of lagging because this was my first time doing 2 days. But I managed to get 2 videos done, one of Hall 3 and one of Hall 2. Hall 1. No, Hall 1 and Hall 2. I managed to get them done. The Saturday I found it a lot easier to get around everybody, and Sunday everybody was stopping me left, right, and centre. So it took even longer to get around. But no, it was nice to see everybody, face to face, catch up with everybody. Luke, Ben, yourself, Moz. It was just brilliant. I enjoyed it. I didn't buy a lot, but
Has anybody seen the results yet? I had a quick look this morning on IPMS. I couldn't see it. Did anyone know the results of the competition yet? Have they put them live on the site yet or not?
I think there's a video on the YouTube channel.
The video was posted sort of late afternoon, yesterday, early evening, showing every gold, silver, bronze finalist, trophy winner. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
IPMS Telford is the.
It's on the official. It's been put up by IPMS UK.
Okay, IPMS UK. Let's have a little look. Oh, and the winners. There we go. Crumbs. It's 30 minutes long.
I want to say a Greek F4 Phantom won the overall competition.
Just put up a photo of the Black Rifle stand, mate, and that.
Have you got one? Have you got one?
I haven't done anything with them.
Yeah. So basically, they've just gone around every single model that's won with a little video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right.
Every sort of category and class.
They've sort of done it. They've stolen that idea off Miss Modeler, obviously, to do a video of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the first year they've done that. So that's quite good. Certainly for people who couldn't make it to the show. You know, to show who the winners were. And
I want to say that's Mark Sanderson, the social media rep for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, and he's really trying to increase the use of social media by IPMS UK and to promote it in that way. But obviously, as we all know, he's a lot of the time he's banging his head against the brick wall. But he's doing the absolute best he can. He's working really hard to try and do it. If you look at their Instagram, if you look at IPMS UK Instagram, for example, over the last sort of 12 months since he's been in that chair, it's a lot more active than it ever has been before. So he's trying his best. So, and it's a thankless task. So,
of course it is. Yeah,
it always is.
Now, I'm confused who Bernie was. Who's Bernie?
Bernie was the guy in the black rifle hoodie.
Oh, Bernie! Yes, the old guy who was wandering around. Yes,
that's right.
That's right.
What was that YouTube channel again with all the winners? The IPMS
UK.
Yeah, IPMS UK. I've just had a quick look now. It's 31 minutes long. I was hoping that they would have had all the gold winners first, then the silvers, then Then who got best in show? Did anybody know who got best in show?
I think it was a Greek Phantom.
I think it was, yeah.
It was some sort of aircraft stand because I saw them all giving the medals out towards the end of Sunday.
Yeah. Shame, because I think last year we were able to see who the winners were, weren't we? There were some pictures of them live who won.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will publish, because what happens is if you've placed gold, so best in class, there's a professional photographer there.
Yeah.
So they approach the builder of whoever best in class is and ask permission for them to sort of move their model. But the judging team and stuff, to move the model to like a proper professional photo booth with proper lighting and stuff. And then the professional photographer takes professional photographs of the class winners.
Okay.
And then they're used in the IPMS journal, but obviously it takes that professional photographer a few days to process those images and publish them and everything else. As soon as that's done, and obviously best in show and everything else will be done. Once that's done, then they publish like the still images of everything and generally do the announcement of who's done what.
Yeah.
I think it was Hall 3 that got. I think it was Hall 3, one of the aircraft stands in there that got the.
Yeah, I'm certain it's the Greek F-ball Phantom. It was basically, I want to say it's an F-ball.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
With it, so it sat there on a base because it also had, I want to say, the munitions open as well on the side.
Yeah.
So.
I wondered what was going on because I just walked into it all and I was like, "Whoa, bye bye."
Yeah. I just got this one won a few. Looks like it's won two prizes on this one. That one there. Greg Locke looks like. It was the Lotus Essen 1966. I think is this sci-fi? Yeah, best sci-fi fantasy and show, and also won the IPMS Staffordshire Moorlands Trophy. But
and if you look in the top left, there's the Phantom.
That's the Phantom, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one who won, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay. Just
wow.
Scratch built. Awesome.
Yeah. What, the Phantom?
No, that Lotus hovercar thing.
Yeah. Sort of Phantom Menace-ish.
Yeah.
It's a good group build of that next year.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I don't know if it's
I think it is in that one because that's a chap who was with the Portsmouth team and he took some very nice photos.
Well, I've quickly scrolled through it. Oh, look at that bad boy. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is stunning, isn't it? That's sci-fi, isn't it?
That one, that ship there at the back, that sort of battle cruiser sci-fi ship, that was scratch built.
Wow.
The basis of it is about 3 foot long, 3.5 foot
Yeah, it's
long.
quite large.
But the basis of it was actually a Nerf gun.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right.
Excellent.
That literally is taking inspiration from classic film props.
If you look on the right-hand side of the ship itself, where you've got that white logo, the 4-letter logo on the right-hand side, if you look at it, it actually says Nerf.
Oh my word! So
I have to say,
if that was a Nerf gun, that was made in the same factory that Airfix get their model kits made from.
Yeah. Sing marks all over it.
I don't think anybody can get a Nerf of that, can they?
No,
Sorry. Get my coat.
He did a really good job. It was so unique, and it's very. So, if anyone remembers the film Aliens,
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
the drop launches from, it had that feel about it. It was
Okay. Yeah.
very, very, very cool.
very, very cool indeed. Right, I'll just skip through. So that one won gold in Class 81. That's a lovely little model there. That was finalist. Just keep going through. What am I looking for that? What am I looking for again?
You're looking for a Phantom.
Well, that's me.
Yeah.
I think that's the missus has come home.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Well, that's a nice project there.
Yeah.
That's very well done. with a cab up and everything. Superb. Silver, bronze. So these are all the figures. It's bronze, silver. Tidy. That's the Torrey Canyon disaster. Nice.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah. Finally. Oh, hang on.
No, that's an American one.
No, sorry. I'm just flicking through quickly. So we'll go back a minute. That's tiny, isn't it? Crumbs. Look at that. Little
That is dinky.
Aero HC2. That is.
Yeah. I had a real good discussion with one of the IPMS about that.
Winner. Come on, where are you? Must be getting close. Oh, hang on. Oh, look at that. Who's that one?
Hey, well done.
It didn't win nothing, but it's there.
It's there, isn't it?
Hey.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? I do like the way you've got the on the right hand side there, the
text trap, yeah.
The text trap, yeah, that's pretty cool. That.
Yeah, that booklet there is a history of it made up as well. So.
Yeah.
Well done, Ben.
I love that, man. Look at that. That is absolutely.
I know the person that made that, and it's been beautifully done. But my God, is it ugly?
Not as ugly as a gannet.
So is this
yeah, that's part of the what if category. So it was basically going to be used for carrier onboard delivery and anti-submarine warfare. So to replace the gannet, effectively. But I do believe the gannet wins the beauty contest between the gannet and that.
Yeah. Take something ugly, beat it with an ugly stick, and stick a propeller on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
Oh, look at this! This is the children's entries, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got a little bronze for. It's the same person. It's the same child, wasn't it? He put in 3 models, didn't he? And he won all 3, I think: bronze, silver, and gold. Which does open to the debate on, what the crack is with that. But
what, with the child entering or the awarding?
No, there's not many children have entered it.
He must have been very good.
Yeah,
but there again, not all kids want to maybe enter it. That's the only other thing.
Yeah, but look at that. He was the winner of the Four Corners Modelling Club Junior. But that's lovely little boat. That he's done well on that one.
So what was quite nice. So what happens is, if you've won a trophy, rather than place gold, silver, bronze, if you've won a trophy, you go to an awards ceremony on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And obviously the lad that built that had won the Four Corners Trophy Junior, and his dad had won the Four Corners Trophy Senior. But obviously no one knows who they are. So when they went to the awards ceremony and they were given their trophies, they both won, both junior and senior, from the same club.
That's
and
brilliant.
It was father and son, yeah.
That's brilliant. There's some lovely models here, I tell you. Really, really good. Come on, where's the winner to? I'm trying to find the winner. If you see it, just say stop, all right? Because I'm going to flick through them. Hopefully, it'll say gold on it. That's nice. No, it's not there. It's not in that. I don't think. Is it in that one? I've gone through it. No, it's not there.
Is it? If you go onto the page, it's definitely one of the ones he's done.
Is it?
Yeah, because he should have taken pictures of all of them.
Okay.
Hang on, just double check.
Just double check. If you find the link, let me know. We'll have a look.
Hang on, I'll have a quick look through here. And I'll look for it, and then if I find it, I'll say.
Yeah.
I'll do that in the background. Hang on.
Okay, no worries. Was there any complaints this year or anything said about the competition?
I mean, any competition, as Jim well knows, there's always going to be disgruntled entrants.
Yeah.
Just the nature of it. And why is that one and mine hasn't, and blah blah blah, or why did I only get bronze when that got gold, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
but Yeah,
the only thing I
there was a lot said, and I'm afraid it's come from
Eagle.
the podcast world and the US more than UK about feedback.
Yeah.
Well, why don't the judges give me feedback on why I didn't place? Well, that's been discussed to death.
Yeah.
National competition isn't the place to get feedback.
Yeah.
You've got thousands of models on there. It's hard enough to get people to judge anyway, let alone that they're going to have to sit in front of some fuckwit who's going to know why they haven't placed. You've got a whole year to take that model to local shows, take it to your club, speak to people you trust to have a look at the model and see if there's any issues that they can see. You've got a whole year to get feedback, not in a national competition. You know, so take it on the chin. The judges didn't think you were good enough. Better luck next year. That's the way it is. You know, it's the way it is.
Was it very good in the private chat?
I've found the picture, yeah. So it's on that same guise, but it's in an article posted later. So if you just click on his main page, there's a second bit he's added to the album, and it's towards the end for the Greek Phantom.
So is it on his page? Is it?
Yeah, if you click on Philippine military scale models, it's in the article. It's in the selection of photos that starts with a wildcat of all things.
Okay. I can't find him now. I've lost him on the. Just this Facebook crap.
Well, Luke, I think you're on to a winner with your last comment, mate. So yeah, keep them coming.
No, I mean, I'm not a wordsmith, clearly, but
you sound like one. I have to say.
I'd agree with that.
Say it how it is. Don't beat about the bush, my friend.
It's a constant thing, and it's a constant thing at local competitions as well as, you know, national level competitions. Where, and I get it, because we all build models, and it doesn't matter what we're building, and it doesn't really matter what the standard of the finished build is. We all put our heart and soul into that build, don't we? We take very personal ownership of whatever it is that we're doing. Of course we do. That's part of the hobby. But I think you need to have the emotional regulation that if you put it into a competition where it's going to be judged by someone who's completely impartial, doesn't know you, doesn't know your work, doesn't know anything, whether you agree with them or not, they haven't put their heart and soul into that build. They haven't spent the countless hours on that build. They haven't done all that. So if you're putting it up for judging, you've got to accept that it might not go your way. You know, and rather than then afterwards be all over social media whinging that you don't agree, well, whether you agree or not is kind of irrelevant. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
there is the Phantom.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, he's good. And again, he's put it on a mirror base, so he's the person who's created it is obviously not as scared to have somebody look underneath as well.
Yeah.
Is that 48th or 72nd?
72nd, I think it was.
Nice.
I think it's the.
Wow.
Yeah. Who is it that makes a really nice F4 Fantasy second? I'm trying to think. Is it Kit's World or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's one of those with a lot of modification.
The fact it's in 72nd for the builder to achieve the level of detail that they've been able to do and do it well at that scale is that's I think where they've gone over and above, definitely. Yeah.
It's a Tsukimura kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
okay.
I might be 48th then.
Oh, I know. I ignore that. Here you may see the collection of custom 3D design components I created in Fusion. So hang on, let me just put this up on.
Are you going to tell me it's got 3D printing in it now? Oh, that's going to cause controversy.
Is that plastic?
hang on a minute. Let me just share this to my Max Smith. There you go.
I mean, that was one of the questions I actually had regarding the what if category I put in, because I didn't realise that it didn't go gold, silver, bronze. They'd only award if it was a certain level. So I didn't know that going into the comp. So I had some questions around criteria, sort of for specifically the what if category. Was it around originality of the idea? Was it about build? What was it? Because again, some of the what ifs were amazingly abstract and brilliant, but the build quality was a bit naff.
Yeah, 1.8.
Yeah. So basically, he had a QR code on his jobby there. So I scanned it with my phone. Let's get bigger, and it says here that you may see the collection of custom 3D design bits and Fusion 360 that I printed in an Anycubic photo monitor M5S to add detail to the Tsukimura 148 F4 3E Phantom. And there you go. That's everything he 3D printed to really push that model on. And
now here's a question for you.
Yeah.
If he designs the CAD himself and just prints it, would you all consider that a scratch building? Because I would. If he's gone away and designed that himself, I would consider that scratch building.
Yeah, design from scratch.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he hasn't bought something. He's actually gone away and designed that all in Fusion.
Yeah.
I think it takes all the. I personally think that it takes all the fun out of these competitions when you've got to use a 3D printer. One's a good old fashioned way of scratch building with a bit of plastic in. No, I'm joking. I think this is incredible. Yeah, I honestly, do you know what though? The only thing I'm sad about is that I will never be this good at doing. I don't want to even learn this software, but can I just say, is this the end for somebody like me who builds out of the box?
I don't think it's the end, because as with all competitions, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, there is always categories for out the box.
Yeah.
So the fact that someone
show though, will it?
Well, no.
I mean, to be honest, Moz, I think there will be a category they'll create, which you'll have scratch building as in the traditional sense, like I did with the Jaguar, which doesn't have 3D enhancement, and then they'll have a category probably called 3D enhancement, which is where any kit has been enhanced with 3D parts. Because let's admit, the computer, you could design it much better, and the printer will always be generally correct. And I know 3D printed people are going to correct me in that, going, you get print failures more often than not. But still, when it comes out right, it's always going to be more accurate than the human, there with his hammer and chisel.
It's just the way I see it, and we won't go down the rabbit hole of whether it's modeling or scratch building or whatever. But if someone is skilled enough to start with a blank screen in a CAD and from scratch design those components, and then they're skilled enough to print them, and then they're skilled enough to put them together in the way that it's been done there, and they're skilled enough to create that sort of finish, it's just a different skill set, but it doesn't take away that they're a skilled modeler nonetheless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this guy won because he has all of it.
It's the whole package.
Approximately, there's an awful lot of people that could probably program, a 3D printer to do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you ask them to assemble it and paint it and finish it, they come up with something that looks like a dustbin with an old bloody bicycle on top of it.
It belongs in the tape.
It would look like Tracy Emin's unmade bed, let's face it. And this doesn't. This looks like an aeroplane, and it looks like a realistic aeroplane. And I think that's what wows the judges. And the judge, just to amplify your previous point, is not an advisor. He's an arbiter. He's someone that says this is better than that. Yeah. And he doesn't have to explain why. It's one of the few places in the world where he doesn't have to explain why. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, in my view. But this is an excellent model. Let's make no mistake about this. And it sounds, I suspect, as I play that back in my mind, that I'm damning it with faint praise. I genuinely am not doing that. I
think to that comment there about a level playing field,
Yeah.
But
It's
that
it's a
already,
good question, isn't it?
yeah, but it already exists.
Yeah.
Because you've got a level playing field which is dictated by the categories.
Yeah, but,
So,
but then best in
for
show.
example, if you don't have the skill to add that much 3D printing or photo etch or aftermarket additions to a kit, then you enter your kit in the out of the box category or standard kit categories.
Yeah.
Therefore, it will be judged against other builds that are standard kits. So the level playing field exists. If you're entering something into a category where you can use aftermarket scratch built, embellishments or whatever, that is the level playing field. Unfortunately, there are people out there, one of which I know, who is very, very skilled at CAD and 3D printing. Well, just because someone is better at it than you doesn't mean it's not a level playing field. It's like a boxing match, isn't it? There's weight classes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could be a heavyweight boxer, so you're starting off at a level playing field. The fact you're not knocked out in round 2 just means your opponent was better at it than you. That's all it means, But the level playing field exists because you're in a weight class that says you have to be this weight, no more, no less. The level playing field is there. And it exists in model competitions because of the categories.
Yep.
It just means that, like any competition in any, in anything, you are going to have people that are better than you.
Yeah.
But you're all starting off from the same point in that category.
Would you be able
What's
to
your take on this, Jim?
Simon was getting ready to say something.
Oh, Simon, was it? Sorry, Simon.
Would you be able to scratch build a plane like that without designing it and printing it?
There are people out there that could.
Yeah.
Which is just so freaking amazing.
But then that's where
there's one best in show at Telford for the last, with the exception of this year, he's won it for the last 6-7 years. He's a scratch builder, like traditional scratch builder, plastic hard and brash rod and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, look at his builds. He could do that in a traditional way without 3D printing it.
And I think
there are people out there that can do it. It just so happens that 99.9% of us aren't those people. That's what it means.
And I think this comes down to what you're saying, Luke, about creating the level playing field. When it comes to best in show, that's very open. That's champions of champions. Think of it like, I don't know, Taskmaster. You have the regular series, and now you got the champions of champions series.
Because the only people that are eligible to win it are the people that have won gold in their class.
Exactly. And if people do feel that, for example, like you're saying, Simon, of where, can scratch build in the traditional sense compete with the 3D printing sense? Well, then, if there is a question over it, or people feel that way, then you could have a traditional scratch build class, and then, like I said, a 3D printing class. And then then when it comes to the champions of champions, the traditional will go up against 3D printing, and then it's open season.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have a slightly brutal outlook on it. It's like, can you achieve with a paintbrush what you can achieve with an airbrush?
Yeah.
For most people, the answer would be no.
Yeah.
But there are the odd individual out there that can, and they're very, very skilled with a paintbrush. But if you're not, and you want to create, I don't know, something fairly simple like smoke staining from exhaust or whatever it may be, well, the airbrush is going to be your friend, isn't it? To be able to achieve that effect. Well, guess what then? Go and learn how to airbrush.
Jim, go on, Jim.
Jim.
Celtic West, and he just hit a nerve.
Oh, God.
Best in show is always the kit with the most added extras. Wrong. Very popular misconception. So, not bagging on Celtic West, because it is a popular misconception. No. That F4 has to be executed to a certain standard. You can throw every aftermarket item you want to at it. If it's not done well, that's going to show up in an instant, and it's not going to get a second look.
Right.
It's not how much you add. It's not what you do. It's how you do it, how you present it, how it's executed at the end that is looked at. So you can custom build or custom design and print your canopy or your canopy parts, your cockpit parts, the radar, everything that he's done, or the builder, I should say, has done, and put it in that model. And if you have gaps where the resin, the print resin doesn't match up with the fuselage in that insert on the spine, or you can have any number of fit errors with your resin anywhere on that model, it doesn't even make the first cut. Okay, back to Luke's point, and it's a classic debate over here: scratch building versus 3D printing. This model over here would not have any extra credit or anything added to it because they added extras to it. It would be in a regular category, would be treated no different than an aircraft that had purchasable aftermarket added to it. Everybody still has to have this if they're going to compete with it. And in reality, you set yourself up for a lot more issues when you do something like this, because you have to be cognizant of so many different issues and problems that you're now adding to the build. Okay, so that's where the out-of-the-box guys and gals, they don't have to worry. That they still have to worry about the same thing. They still have to pull it off, but they don't have as much to deal with because they're not opening up the spine. They're not opening up the radome. They're not opening up the cockpit for everything, And so that's the very popular misconception that, if I add everything in the kitchen sink, it's going to win. Had a gentleman here at our local contest eons ago, brought in the 24 scale Mossy from Airfix, and had just did everything to it, and he was all kinds of upset that he didn't win because, well, you don't understand how far I traveled. That was his first one. You don't understand how much work I put into this. You don't understand. And he says, what is wrong with my model? I said, okay, you asked for it. Your wing's crooked. You got blue in the canopy. You've got dust all over the model. You've got this out of alignment. And I just kept on going. And he's looking at me like, well, I didn't know. Well, then read the rules. Talking about at the very beginning of the show. People do not read because it takes too much time, apparently, in this instant gratification world. I know, old man, get off my lawn, but it's true. Have a lot of questions answered in how things are done, from show organization to show judging to everything. It baffles. It really just baffles me. But then
this raises. Sorry,
because if I knew that guy, for example, and I'd have approached him and said, "Can you sell me the 3D printed aftermarket parts that you've created? Because I'm going to put them on a Zukimura F40." Yes, I could do that. However, it still wouldn't look like his, because it's his skill in the overall finish and the paint and the construction and everything that's gone into building that model. So the argument where people are saying, oh, well, it's got aftermarket on it, so it's going to be better than an out-of-the-box build, is a flawed argument, because it's still down to the person building the model.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of out-of-box builds that look.
Like I say, I could have bought every bit of aftermarket off him, but my Phantom still wouldn't look like his Phantom, regardless of how much I'd spent on aftermarket and everything else. It wouldn't, because he's better at it, and therefore he should be the best in show, because it is.
Can I just point something that I thought of a little while ago, but I'll say it now, which is that competition winners aren't made overnight. They don't just get up on a Monday morning and think, "Oh, now I'm going to win that Telford thing this Friday."
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't happen. they spend years developing all of these skills. But there's an additional X factor that they develop, and it's the same for people who play music. They develop the ability to be able to objectively analyze their own work in a very tough way.
Yeah.
And Jim makes, he's gone away. He's obviously seen me talking, so he's run away.
He's found himself.
He makes an excellent point when he said about this 124th Mustang man, and he pointed out all these errors, and the guy's answer was, "Oh, I didn't know." Well, the reason he didn't know, I'll hazard the guess, is that he hasn't learnt to objectively criticize his own work in precisely the same way that some people can play music, a guitar, a piano, whatever it might be, and they can listen to what they're playing and critique it and then improve it. Other people, quite a lot of other people, and there's many, many of them now, have to rely on a music teacher to listen to what they're playing and then say, right, okay, here's where to go with this, be louder here, play slower here, that sort of thing. And in order to be a winner, you've got to have all the skills that Luke talked about, and then you've got to have all of the ability to be able to look at your work objectively and say, is that better than what I did before? And you're not comparing yourself to who somebody else is today, but who you were yesterday. And that's really difficult. Ask anybody. It's really tough. You guys all know.
I think that with any skill set, it doesn't matter whether it's modeling, music, whatever it is, the people that become very successful and become very, very good at what they do, you're absolutely right, Suzanne, have the ability to self-reflect and the ability to self-critique. And there's not many people out there that are either comfortable doing that, because you've almost got to berate yourself in a way to get better. And there's not many people out there that can do that. And therefore, it's the people that can do it and be honest with themselves that rise to the top. That's just life. You're exactly right. Exactly.
It's drive. There's enthusiasm that goes into it. It's drive. It's a desire to continually improve, to upgrade yourself, as Luke says, and that's hard. It takes supreme dedication to do what Phantom Man did at that level for that period of time, and I'm willing to bet that he's produced models of that ilk for years, and this year was his time.
It was his year. Yeah.
What he's done.
That's exactly it. It's his year. I love it. Yeah, exactly right.
And every year.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I've won competitions where I didn't even think I'd have a chance. Like that one that I was saying, was it you I was talking to, Luke, at the weekend about the Maffa one? And I thought to myself, I'm going to a military competition, military-based model club, and I put my tractor in, the one I rusted up, the Ferguson, and the competition was like tyres and tracks. And I was thinking, so I put it in there, but I was quite shocked to see only about 3 or 4 of those entries in that particular category were armour, because anything armour is not out of the box. You know what I mean? There's loads of not out of the box. The added extras, but those are out of the box. And I won that competition with my tractor, thinking, but that was a big surprise. But I'm going to go, hopefully, I'll give Andy an email and see if he'll pop in on a chat one night with us and just see how he felt the competition went this year. And
from just a viewing point, I think that every year, certainly at Telford, I don't think you can compare. It will be the same in the US with the IPMS Nationals. You can't compare the standard of competition, say at a local show, to the national competition.
Yeah.
Because you have people traveling from all over and bringing stuff and know that the standard is high. But every year for the last 12 years, I can honestly say that every time I walk around that competition, the general standard, not talking about the winners, but the general standard of the entries is getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Which, yes, it makes it harder to win, but for the hobby as a whole, the fact that the standard is improving year upon year upon year can only be viewed as positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. You know, the people that go in for these things desire to have a relationship with the public who watch their models. It's much the same as footballers who play on a football field or cricketers who dive around on a cricket pitch. They're having a relationship with the audience that they see. The audience that they see exult in their successes with them. It is a two-way thing. It's one of the most ancient things around. It's almost like the hunt in that sense. And this guy, Phantom Man, has won the hunt, and he's provided for the tribe. Bloody good for him. Well done. Well done. You know?
I mean, I can say, how can you word it? You're absolutely right, Susan. You are right. So you will hear a lot of people who enter competitions say, I'm not entering it because I want people to like my model. Bullshit.
No, that's quite wrong. They're fooling themselves.
You're entering a competition where your model is going to be viewed not only by lots of people just as, you know, looking at it, but you're also going to be judged. So if you are playing the card that, you know, I just thought I'd see how I get. Bullshit. You want to win, otherwise you wouldn't bother. And if you don't win, you've got to take it on the chin and try harder next year if that's your thing. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And you're absolutely right, Susan. And that's with everything. People like to be, or their work to be admired by the masses.
Yeah.
Whatever that work may be.
There's an important additional facet to this, which I think people sometimes forget. And certainly Jim's Mustang Man has forgotten this, which is competition entry is a risk. In order to be successful, you have to risk failure. And
because
if I go into a competition, well, quite frankly, I expect to be judged 9 ways till Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Quite rightly too. And you know, that may go horribly wrong for me because about 1,500 people may point out, oh, look at that, you arse, you did that wrong.
Yeah.
That's the risk I'm willing to take.
But the benefit, you're absolutely right, because not everyone can win. That's just the nature of competition. So there's a massive risk that you're not going to win. But you have to accept that before you even put it on the table.
Yeah.
Because we've all entered competitions where you might be there early or whatever, and you put your model down and think, oh, get out, that looks the bollocks. And then you go back 3 hours later, and all of a sudden there's like 6 models around yours, and you go, maybe not. It's just the nature of it. It's just the nature of any competition. If you get into a boxing ring, one of those 2 people in that boxing ring is going to lose. It's just, and you're putting yourself on offer, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and actually there's an advantage for someone who doesn't win in the sense that person can walk away and think, right, okay, this is where I went wrong. If you go into the boxing ring and that other boxer weathers you to within an inch of your life, and you think, oh Christ, I didn't put my left hand up far enough, and he pummeled me. Well, next bloody time,
you will
put my hand up higher.
Yeah, and it is true, but you've got to have that sort of thought process. You've got to have that sort of character where rather than woe is me as you walk away, you think, next time I'll move quicker. Do you know what I mean?
Some people, yeah, some people don't want to do that, and that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. Into a competition.
You know, and others do, and that's fine. You know, that's equally fine. You know, I'm at risk of sounding trite and a bit stupid at the moment, so I'm going to shut up for a minute. But the effort of doing it is worth it. You move into a new zone of development when you do that. Really important.
Yeah, but going back to what Zinzan said, how is that person supposed to know what they failed on walking away from a show?
Preparation.
If they felt like they've done all their effort and they haven't won anything, and they take the model home and go, well, what can I work on? How's he going to know?
Preparation and honest self-reflection.
Yeah. Seriously, no, Simon. To Simon's question, I mean, we all grew up without this tool right in front of us called the internet. You know, you go to clubs, you talk with friends. If you don't have a club, now you can put your work out there. You can get it evaluated. There's a gazillion different YouTube channels out there to learn from. Judging. I mean, go to your local show and get involved with the judging and see what the judges are looking for. That will help improve your modeling to no end. It's not always about feedback because, and to Luke's point, you get the podcasters, you know, oh, we need feedback. We need feedback. Feedback causes two things: strife and angst. And it's a Pandora's box, because once you get the feedback, then the argument starts. Well, what do you mean? You don't know what you're looking at. And then off we go.
I think there's possibly a slight change. So I sit in the camp a bit with Simon of, I'd like some feedback to some extent, but what I'd actually prefer is some clear criteria. I don't need the feedback, but I want the criteria that's very clear to judge against it. So, like, from my point of view this year, I put my Sea Jaguar in for a joke. It wasn't actually for a comp. But I would have liked to have known what was the criteria the judges were looking for. I don't need the feedback because I can do that self-critical reflection myself. I just need to know what I'm aiming for. Hence, I would have liked criteria.
The criteria should be in the, and I don't know if you guys have it over there or not. We have it over here in the What Judges Look For guidebook, and it explains it what everything goes into what judges do when they're going through their decision-making process. Okay, so and it's construction on down the line through paint to and finish, and it's a whole linear thing. Now, there's a lot of people out there that argue that, well, it shouldn't be linear, and my great paint job that I spent 8 months on and 33 levels of paint and patina and weathering should make up for my crooked wheel and missed seam over here.
Right.
Back and forth. But whatever organization you're participating in, as long as they have their criteria up there for you to follow, then you can go to that and say, okay, this is what they're looking for. They're going to be construction. And then, and all the things that entails, in constructing a model, and then paint, and then finish, and so on. And the lines get blurred again because nobody reads the rules, but they think about, well, I got something wrong. Well, what is it? Is it an accuracy issue? Was that the wrong missile on the wrong pylon on the wrong aircraft in the wrong era, or was it all out of alignment? Two entirely different things, but people don't know. Okay, they need to know, and if it's written down in the rules, then they know it's construction based. It's not accuracy based. Okay.
I was just going to say is that when I put my model in the competition, and I go back to see when I'm told that I can go back in after the judging's been done, personally, I look at all the other models that are around in my category. And I look at the one that's won and then wonder, well, how did he win that shit? I'm joking, not really, but
no, it's very common.
Yeah, and but I'm looking and just see what could he have done better that I haven't. And 9 times out of 10, it will be something like the finishing or the way it's presented. To be honest, like I said, I saw a tank once. I spoke to Luke on this on several occasions. My tank looked the bollocks. It was great. And the tank beside it got silver, and I got bronze, and it looked shitter than mine. And I swear blind, it's because it was on a what was it? The
plinth?
Plinth, on a plinth. That's the word. The plinth. And you said that's bollocks, you probably know something better to me. But now, if I do put a tank in, I do have something that goes on just to make it. And you agree with me, Luke, at the time, saying that falls on the eye, doesn't it? Presentation is definitely key to the model. Whether you put it on a bit of grass.
I think what happens is, and I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
So it's just my personal view. I'm not basing this on any hard and fast rules or whatever. But there is definitely a thing. So you imagine that a model is on a table or on a 10 mil plinth or base or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then there's a model also there that's on a 2-inch plinth. So it was raised above the table. There's definitely something in that.
Yeah.
And whether that's human psychology that the eye is drawn to it. Now, what will happen is that, say you take, I don't know, 48 scale aircraft, it's such a popular category. So the judges need to do an initial cut. They can't examine every single model with the same. So they do an initial cut. So, for example, if they can see a wheel's crooked, well, straight away, they know it's not in the running to be in the top 3.
No.
But there is a psychological aspect that if you raise your model up a little bit, you put yourself in the best possible position that you're going to make the top 12, where actually the judges are then going to properly examine that model. Then does your panel line go into oblivion on the underside of the aircraft, or, you know, and all that stuff. So I do think that by raising your model slightly, you put yourself in the best possible position. But if your model is still not good enough, it's not fucking good enough. It could be on a foot high plinth. And if your wheel's still crooked, your wheel's still crooked. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, you can get the most perfect weathering and technique on the top, but if your wheels are 45 degrees, you know, yeah, it's like you're shitting your own bed on that one, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
just a thought, the models could be allocated a judging number, and when the judges review what their pre-selected area, they can tick for feedback, i.e. But the judges aren't there to tell you where you've gone wrong. It's up to you to figure it out, surely, because it's like, you know, it's like saying what the secret sauce is sometimes, surely, isn't it? You know, it's I'm just trying to put it out there, you know, if like, for instance, I know the only reason I know that my Aerodyne wasn't even placed in a modelling competition was that one of the judges first looked and said, he hasn't drilled out the exhaust. And then that was it. Didn't even look at my model again. Yeah. That was, for him, that was his way of, you know, farming out the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah. And you could argue to Jim's point that straight away that judge looked at it and said there's a construction error.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't drilled out his barrels or he hasn't drilled out his exhaust. So therefore, it's a construction error. So that's it, it's gone. You know, as brutal as it is what it is.
But there's always, here's the thing. Just because it has a crooked wheel doesn't mean it's done. Now, if it has a crooked,
I was using example,
yeah. If you have a crooked wheel, how crooked is it? How crooked is it compared to another model who has another error? It's a total of errors. This model could have 4 minor errors. This model could have 2 major errors. Do 4 minors outweigh 2 majors, or vice versa? Again, that's up to the judging team. But if it's the wheels, just, I mean, you got to stare at it to convince yourself that it's barely out, and it is barely out, or there's a ghost seam, and those are the 2 things going up against you know, something else that has glue in the canopy. Okay, well, that's pretty obvious. These 2 you got to hunt for. Yeah. This one's more noticeable. It's a discussion and a cream rising to the top, you know. So it's not black and white, and people that hate the way IPMS judging is done always like to throw that out there, that, oh, he's got a crooked wheel, he's done. No, it's not that way. There's been many times where there was one model that had one pretty big error. They're out. Okay, now we get down to the 3. Oh my God, we got to pick up a model to see the underside of it. And we pick up the underside of the model, and he's got ghost seams in both tanks. He's got a
and he was cut down in his prime.
Channel line wash. Well, now here's a model that yeah, we picked up, but now it's got 4 major issues in something that operates in all 3 dimensions, and this one's got one thing. Okay, now and that was the one that had the 4 major issues was in the running. Oh, guess what? Now we're doing we are doing a service to all entrants, because now that one comes out, and the one with the 1 issue now moves back in. It's a constant juggling process to get to the one with least errors, and we use errors because it's quantifiable. We don't go in there and pick out what inspires us or what we like, or it moves us, or it speaks to us, or, oh, I love the patine. No, it's basics that everybody can read the rules and know what's expected of the builders, and it can be pointed to as this is what we do.
So are you saying then, Jim, really, it's like in this country, the driving test, everybody starts on nil points, and then every minor and every major, you pass or fail. Yeah. So basically everybody's got that same clear slate, and then you lose point or you get points for errors. Is that how you're saying? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so the way the driving test works, so from an examiner's point of view, so say it's split down into categories of driving. So say braking being, an area of driving that they're assessing you on. So you could do something pretty catastrophic that involves the braking element of driving. You're going to get a major fault. At that point, you've failed your driving test. You're going back to the test center and you're going over your tail between your legs. However, you could also do something quite minor and you'll get a minor mark against braking. But until you get 3 minors in one area, that's not a major.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's what I'm trying to get at, yeah.
It's like 3 strikes and you're out, but in a particular area. So you could have 2 minors in every area of driving and still pass your driving test.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been many times I've been in a situation where models that were out of contention, and the more we evaluated and looking for places amongst the 3 or 4 that are at the top, and then we start going, this one over here, we go back to it. Okay, it's out, but and then it's another evaluation, and then we compare again, and we talk again, and then we come to a consensus. It really, we've and it's a discussion too. Do these 3 things? How obvious are these 4 minor issues to 2 majors? These 2 majors are.
No, he's gone away. There's traces of Horlicks in his internet.
He's got a ghost zoom in his wife.
Yeah, hang on. Let's make him bigger. Just look at that. He's about to take off his glasses.
That's one of his judging poses, that, isn't it? I think.
Anyway, I
personally, I think Discord's telling us something there.
Yeah.
I personally think that IPMS at a national level are quite forgiving from a judging standpoint. They're not allowed to use magnifiers. They're not allowed to take photographs of the model, then zoom in on their phone. They're not allowed to use torches. They're not allowed to use optimizers and all that stuff. Personally, and this will be about as popular as a fart in a lift, I would have no issue at all at a national level if judges were using magnifiers, pen torches, calipers to measure equidistant distance between drop tanks. I would have no issue with that because you're competing at the highest level. So I actually think that they're pretty reasonable, and they're pretty, because how many of us will be building something and we're building it whilst wearing an optimizer? We all do it because we want to see that final of the thing that we're building. So I would have no issue with the judge assessing that through an optimizer.
Yeah,
but that is an issue across the community, so they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Or pick the models up. Anyways.
They are allowed to pick them up.
Right. I'm just going to do my normal model show thing. So there's a few that have been added this week. So if you can attend in the UK, please have a look, and I'm going to go and get a drink.
I'll tell you a story after that.
And he's back.
Hey, Jim.
And he's frozen again.
Damn it. Poof, it goes away.
Anyway, what I'll do is I'll get Andy to come. I'll email Andy because he was so gracious last year.
Yeah.
And he was very informal and very, very good at how he saw it. We'll get him on and we can have a little chat with him about it. But yeah, also, was there less traders at Scale Model World this year? Or was it about the same?
Traders?
Traders, as in, you know.
Trainers. I was like, no, I was wearing Timberlands, but.
Talking of traders, I was wearing the same shoes of Malcolm, which was really weird. It wasn't until he pointed them out to me and literally went, "They're the trainers I've got on." I went, "What?" And we had exactly the same trainers on. It was just so bizarre, you couldn't write it.
No. There was less trainers this year, but there was more model clubs, wasn't there?
Yes.
I don't know. Was there like 117 traders listed? I think. So I don't know whether that's about average. I know Zukimura were there. They weren't there last year. There's a few traders that weren't there last year that were this year, like big manufacturers and stuff. No, I'm not even an aircraft builder, but I managed to spend a lot of money with Zukimura this year. I don't know. It felt about average, I would say, but I didn't spend a lot of time looking round because I didn't move from the standard.
Yeah. Highlights of the show for you. Come on, so I know there's a lot that. I know Simon was there. I was there. Luke was there. Highlight for me of the show was seeing that BF 109, but that's because I'm an Airfix fanboy, unfortunately. But that was a highlight of the show for me to see that in all of its glory and how well and how brilliantly it looks. And it's definitely on my bench to build. That is one that I am, I actually got more love for that than I did for the Spitfire Mark 9. I don't know why, but it's something about it. Talking to the researcher, Clint there, they've added so much stuff to it. And the fact they've made it a storyline, you've got the same airframe, 3 different parts of its flying life. You've got it in the German captured, then American, and then the Americans got fed up with it and gave it to the English, and they did lots of testing with it. So that was a highlight for me. And also another highlight was just people coming along to see me and say hello. As I was walking through, I nearly dribbled at one point. I was dying to go for a slash, and everybody was stopping me on my way there until I found another toilet, which was closer to me. So I was able just to whip in and whip out.
That's what that bucket was.
Yeah, correct. That was mine. Yeah. Yeah, I was able to find toilet paper. I was able to just use my hand. I was able to use toilet paper. Yeah, but yeah, and also it was good to see the like Suzuki Mora there, Edard. But Edard, they didn't show anything, did they? They were just selling stuff, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't to show. It was just selling stuff. HK Models was there, and I winked at them and I just said, "Are you going to be releasing that Halifax next year?" And he just kind of like, well, that was it, really. That's what I got from him. So whether they will or won't, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, the DBMK guys, they had the
Sea Fury
and the other one, the
Hornet.
They look good, and I love the way they've got that 3D printed engine that they can go in or out. But you can't shut. Apparently, if you put the engine in, you can't shut the doors on it. But it looked proper fine that. So, but yeah, all pretty good. What was your highlight then, Ben?
So for me, I think the overall highlight actually was just the atmosphere of the show. It was very relaxed, I thought, this year. It was as much as we've like given focus to the competition earlier in this show. The actual SIGs, clubs, tables were the focus of Telford overall, and the interaction between all the clubs was really good. And this year, for example, I saw lots of like challenge coins or things being swapped between different groups, and sort of what different groups like. So like for Snap, we only did one, but we did the best maritime domain award to any model that was on a club or SIG table, not in the competition. And so we gave it to Ken O'Brien of IPMS Southend. He had a great diorama of Hyde Spring, Queen Elizabeth, and a Type 45 in a case. But he'd actually scratch built Queen Elizabeth and the Tide Spring out of balsa. So it was proper wood whittling, and it was just overall really good. And again, it was great to see, more maritime themed every year. We seem to be getting more of that. And the guys who are in the, was it Beyond the Podcast? No, Beyond the Podcast. They've done a couple of 350 ships, and that was really fantastic to see. So, yeah, overall, it's definitely the bit of the fact that, again, it's very club focused, which I love, and there's more maritime stuff on, and that really was the highlight for me.
I mean, the biscuit, and then they're going to stop this.
So that was for me, and also the shopping as well, because a bit like Luke, I'm not generally an aircraft guy. I'm more maritime modeler, but sadly the guys who do maritime weren't there this year. But I still managed to spend loads of money at Air Graphics on kits, on bits for kits, and for next year's models, which are going to include Sea Typhoon, Sea Tornado, a whole load of conversions, and basically he had everything I needed, and I spent far more money than I should. And no, I won't be showing any of this on camera because I don't want the evidence that I bought it.
Well, you don't show it, it didn't exist, eh? There we are.
Yeah, it didn't exist. I don't know. Yeah.
What goes on at Telford stays at Telford.
Stays at Telford.
No, I can't claim that I had a highlight of it, but I'm living vicariously through all your experiences. But I'm more or less made up my mind that I will go next year. Now, look, I know I said that last year, but I will go next year.
Yeah, you liar. I don't want no bullshit. No, seriously, no, honestly.
No, quite understand that, mate. That's absolutely not a problem.
Phil
I've
says,
got to be careful. I'm right next to you now.
Yeah,
you might hit me.
Yeah, my favourite part was shouting hello to Moz from behind the club stand on Saturday. So many people said hello to me, behind stands, everything. It was just really nice. It's and I hope I gave you enough time of the day, if you know what I mean. I can't, it's very difficult to because I'm talking to somebody and people are like tapping on the shoulder, and so I'm trying to talk to as many people as I can. But ultimately, I'm just a scale modeler, go for the show, How do you say How do you say I say Edward? I just say Edward. Or
Edward.
Edward.
Didn't you say he's going to ask them at Telford how to pronounce
You know
their
what?
name?
If you saw the state of that queue, mate, I didn't even. The trouble is that by the time it was just such a busy day, and I actually enjoy it.
Edward.
It's funny actually. It's Edward, isn't it?
Edward. That's how I say it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's I say Tamia. How many people you say Tamia? Put your hands up when you say Tamia.
Tamia.
Tamia. Tamia.
Tamia.
In the Americans,
Tamia.
it's Tamia.
Tamia. Yeah.
Tamia.
Tamia.
Yeah, people say Tamia, don't they? As
Yeah.
well.
And
But does it
Tamia.
really matter?
And Tamia, I guess, but Tamia. Yeah.
Maya. Yeah.
Yeah, tomato,
Tamia.
tomato.
Yeah. So,
Well, we all know what we're talking about.
Simon, what was your highlight of the show, mate?
Where do I start? The highlight was probably getting in the competition room. Saturday afternoon, I got in there, and one of the guys from the IPMS, I had about 5-10 minute chat with him, and I was asking all about what was going on in there and everything, and he told me that there was 92 judges in that room, and they had 3 points of criteria, and I can only remember, I've slept since then, but I can only remember one. The third one was how close that model gets to reality. That was one of the main things, and I was just like, well, there was like 2 models in front of us, so I said, well, why did that one get silver and that one got gold? So they said, Mike, stand there for like 2 minutes or so and look at the model and think. You have a look at it and see what you can see with it. I couldn't see anything at first, but then it suddenly dawned on me that the rotor blades were wonky on the top of it. And he said, well, you look at the one that got gold, it's spotless. It was so small, but it was absolutely spot on. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. So then I was like, right, okay. So I looked, and he said, that's what the judges can do. And I said, well, why don't you next year then swap out the 92 judges and put 92 members of public in and see what you get? And he was like, that's a good point. But yeah, I met a lot of people there. I spoke to a lot of the society, the members of the SIGs and whatever. I went around most of the traders. I caught up with a few people I already know. But yeah, the biggest highlight was coming home with this.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's
Ben's world.
screen material there.
coming home with
I
the
don't know what bug has caught people, but people are building 350 warships, and I am so happy about it.
Really?
I got one.
Yeah,
Even I got
they
one.
are repairing. Obviously, the podcast people have discovered warships. Simon's discovered warships. It's God's scale. It's God's model. So it's
not.
No, I've gone through the warship phase.
The enthusiast. What a good thing.
I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
No, I've gone through that phase and they're all 1/600.
Oh no, too small.
I'll take 1/600. It's better than 700.
Yeah.
What's your
People that do 700.
Your scales are 350, aren't they? On your SIG,
They are indeed. Yes, 350, 72nd aircraft, and then for the bigger stuff, so like surveillance stuff, is 1/144.
I like the put one. So if I so what is your SIG again, Ben? Explain to me again. It's
ships, submarines, and naval air power.
Yeah.
So all the ships are 350th.
Yeah.
And they tend to be the core of our display. So this year we did Carrier Strike Group 21.
Yeah.
So the main display was the Carrier Strike Group of the ships all together. But then around the display was aircraft that interacted with it. So that was aircraft which were embarked on the Carrier Strike Group. So F-35 and Merlin helicopters, but then also ones that exercised or were inquisitive adversaries, as I called it. So that included Russian ones that buzzed the aircraft at the carrier in Syria, Chinese ones which are out in South China Sea. And again, it tells a story. And it's sort of bringing focus on the maritime domain. But we also, like, for example, had Russian and Chinese submarines, which had been loitering around the carrier strike group. But then we had a Poseidon aircraft over them, you know, sort of showing that these things shadow these things as well. So it's just bringing it all together, really.
I've got a fencer here. Can I put it in 1/72 scale? Will that end up?
Absolutely. Yeah, because the Russians, for example, they use that in Syria, and they also, one of the footage we have is as part of the carrier strike group, HMS Defender went through the Black Sea before Ukraine kicked off, and the Russians buzzed it with 20 plus aircraft. And there's a BBC camera crew happened to be on there at the time, and you actually see the Sukhoi 24s, for example, flying at about 200 feet, swept back, doing aggressive maneuvers. So the SU-24 will be right.
Rightio, mate. I will. When I finish it, I'll have it ready for you for next Telford, mate. All right. That's what I got that to do. Luke, what was your highlight of the year, mate, of Telford? Seeing me, wasn't it? Be honest. Seeing me.
Yeah, seeing you, my son.
I present your new missus to me as well, like, you know.
I think without a shadow of a doubt, and it's pretty much the same every year, the same at every show, really. It's without doubt the social aspect of it. Getting to speak to people, getting to meet people that perhaps you might only see once a year. But what I think the highlight, so that was the highlight really for the club, I think, and the interaction that we got with everyone that was at the show. There was loads of it, which is great. It's what it's all about, and we've had new members joining in and all that stuff. So that's got to be the highlight. Personal highlight for me, which I won't go massively into on here, but you know about it, Mars, was the conversation I had with Dale.
Yeah.
That for a personal, that was the highlight for me. And you know why. But yeah, I think just the social side of the hobby and getting to speak to people. And I have to say that I don't know why, but this year there seemed a lot more goodwill shown by clubs to other clubs.
Yeah.
Does that make the clubs were kind of supporting each other? Does that make sense? Whereas in previous years, it's almost felt a bit tribal. You know what I mean? It's almost felt, well, we're here with our club and we don't want to interact with any other club. Whereas this year it was the polar opposite of that.
Yeah.
And that was great to see, because at the end of the day, we're all building plastic models. Who cares?
Yeah, I get that. That's a really good point. Wow, there's the highlights, definitely. Nigel, what was your highlight of the show, mate?
For a walk on Saturday and getting wet. Yeah.
Fair play. No, I was asked so many times, are you going to be there?
I had a lovely message on one of my channels. I think it was the Modelling channel.
Yeah.
So sorry to not see you at Telford. You were seriously missed by many.
Yeah.
You were.
If I don't go to the pub for a couple of days, everyone says, "Thank fuck he ain't been in."
But no, as I said, people did, you know, it's like people mentioned and said, "Oh, is Nigel coming?" And I said, "I'm going to say he said he's not, but last year the bugger turned up."
And stayed tonight.
Take that as you will, but people were asking about you, Nigel, definitely. So, but it's quite, you know, it's one of them, isn't it? At the end of the day, you've got a little dotty there, and I still think you could have made it up for a couple of hours and just put a disguise on. If you put a wig on, mate, nobody would recognise you anyway. Take your glasses off, wear a wig, you'll be fine.
I was actually thinking on Sunday, you can't just turn up and pay to go in, can you? You have to.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. They had the two of them. But Nigel, we would have got you in anyway. Somebody would have had a spare wristband for you, definitely.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Ben would have had, because he gets 4, don't you, Ben?
I'd given them Yeah, funny story that. So I had allotted the two the spares I had, and Luke had another one. I thought I got 5, and I was about to offer somebody else someone on the Saturday. When I was going through my bag, I said, where's the 5th one? He went, we only get 4. I was like, oh, that's good. I nearly promised one I didn't have.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and the poker guys were there. Nice.
Wow.
They were there, and
Yeah,
some guy on the poker stand was asking after you, Nige. So
Did he have boxing gloves on?
Exactly.
yeah, they know what work to do. They
Did
know.
you speak to them?
Yeah.
And what kind of response did you mention me?
No.
Did you mention the Utopia?
I mentioned the Pagani, and I said, there's a lot of people who are not impressed with that. And they said, we know there's a lot of work to be done. But the thing is that gets me, though, that there are people who have done that kit and have done a good job on it. I don't know.
That's quality control.
Was it quality control on that, Nigel? Or was it just a bad kit?
Because there's a guy who was given one to build on YouTube, and all he's done is put out a short, right? And it's just like a few seconds of building each bit of it, going together and that. So there's no complaining, there's no moaning or anything. And then he got to the finished model and he puts it down. And I wonder if he cut all the hinges off and just glued everything shut. Because if you cut the hinges off the doors and glue them in, they'll probably fit okay. Same with the front end, same with the back end. But it's because it's all hinged, it doesn't fit. And there's no... It's like if they'd given you hinges with slotted holes so you could adjust them, it would probably make a massive difference. But the whole model's just awful. It's like I said in my part 17. A lot of people don't like it. I get every time I do a poker video, I get a load of shit. This isn't what I've tuned into your channel for. I want to see scale modeling. This is not scale modeling. That's a toy, right? Now, that's fine. If I'm adding something, there's other people that enjoy it. But as I said in my part 17, if I'm not enjoying it and you're not enjoying it, what's the point?
I'm not convinced I can say it's not a scale model. This is what I'm going to defend you, Nigel. To say that it's not scale modelling is bollocks. It is scale modelling. If it wasn't scale modelling, they wouldn't have had a stand there. Like Agora had a stand. Because Agora do 1/16 scale Jeep, don't they? They had on their stand next to the Rebel stand. And to be honest with you, the way they built it was just one colour. It did look a little bit toy-like. But if scale modelling, a scale is, you're doing it in it. Scale is the term for how small it's going to be, or smaller than the original. And model is another term for a copy of an original, isn't it? You model something, so say it's not scale modeling.
It is scale modeling. It's just different.
It's like, I just find it a little bit heartbreaking. That's one of the things I was saying. I think the problem is with IPMS, it's got that word bloody plastic in the title, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
They should take the P out now.
International Modelers Society.
You think about it. The guy that Luke was mentioning earlier is Peter from Airscale, and he wins gold a lot with his scratch-built aircraft. Yeah. There's hardly any plastic in those. A lot of it is sheet metal, which is formed over resin bucks and stuff that he makes. And it was like that one you showed before, didn't you? You showed something. Wasn't there a horse and a couple of figures, and it was all made of wood. And that
was the Warhorse. The Warhorse.
Yeah, that one.
And it was that one best in show. It had no plastic in it.
They should take the P out of it. They should call it the International Modelling Society.
Or the Scale Modelling Society.
Yeah. So, ISMS. Yeah, ISMS.
Yeah, ISMS.
These days, look at that ship I've just reviewed. That beautiful, beautiful Arleigh Burke class from Beacon Hobby. It's a beautiful, beautiful plastic kit, and then you get the upgrade set, and you're replacing 90% of the fittings with 3D printed resin. So, is that plastic modeling or not?
Well, 3D printed resin isn't plastic, allegedly, so I've
No.
been told.
No. But
it's a totally different component.
And the like you've just been talking about, the model that wins gold had loads of 3D printed resin upgrades in it. So
yeah.
But then again, what about etched brass?
Yeah, etched brass, wooden flooring. You know, all of it's the same, Barry. All of it's the same.
Yeah.
Let's not get down to the exhibition competition thing again.
But then,
Did anyone see that?
So many times on this channel, bloody competition.
Did anyone see the horse that was there?
What, the horse?
The horse that was in that magazine that you had on the Airfix and Chill about whether it was plastic or not.
Yeah.
It was there with the fellas underneath it, going underneath it. It was there on the main desk, main table.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was what it was like. You know, it's yeah.
And I was just like, I know that one.
Yeah, one last year. But no, as I said, you know, that was always the question. But you know, it's the medium, isn't it? You know, but then again, I you know, would you, if you got what I might do is on that D'Agostini car I've got upstairs I'm yet to build, I might just build all that up, weather the hell out of it, and stick that in the competition next year and see how I get on.
At GT40.
No, when the GT40 was, the GT40, that's right, the Ford GT40.
Yeah.
Weather the hell out of it, put loads of oil stains on it, you know, and I'll put it
Cover
on fire.
bugs and dirt and chips and make the windscreen dirty.
Yeah. I got
Are you, Moss, could I ask you a question in public?
Yeah.
Are you the new Pocker representative?
Am I?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't ask them to send you kits?
No, I didn't.
Oh, right. I thought you might.
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. If it come up to me and said, look, build this, let us know what you think, I probably would, but I'd never do it on my channel. I would. I am, as I said, I've got that yellow one upstairs in the attic, 80% done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was asked why didn't I finish it, and I said I scratched it, and I just haven't got the oomph to get it together again.
Was it last year or the year before you did a live build of it over Christmas?
It was year before, wasn't it? Year before.
I learned new swear words in that.
Yeah, yeah. Funny enough, yeah. But this year, what I'm going to do is I've still got that Rossi bike to finish. I might just do that Rossi bike over Christmas. Between getting, I've got, and I tell you what, I would love to get done this year, and I might do it. I'm trying to get Christmas list together, but I am really, really wanting to fucking do this engine.
Yes.
I want to get this Pocker engine built
and
make it a proper, you know, like it's just come out of an engine because it's blowing a gasket. Look to it. Do you know what I mean, Nige?
Yeah.
You know, because you know, bless him, John Alec done me an absolute solid. Giving me the extra, there it is there. Look at it out.
Oh, that little thing.
Yeah, this here. There's a one in the box. It's got a massive sink mark in it.
Yeah.
You sent me the radiator over. You know, it's the original radiator. This one. There you go. Oh, I should have built it with a hole in the exhaust in the radiator. See that? That's just a proper sink mark that goes right through.
Bloody hell!
Yeah. But a lot of pocket kits were like that. It's called an air bubble. An air bubble got trapped in it because I showed Mark Thompson at Plus Tech. He said, "Oh yeah, pocket kits were renowned for it. Anything big and wide like this." But actually, it's quite a good little hole. You could have made it like it'd been like damaged. But even this one's not perfect. You can just see that, just very slick. See that there? There's a little. It's called air hose. They were renowned.
You will see on a lot of cheaper kits.
Yeah.
Like old Heller and stuff. You'll see the sprues are full of air bubbles.
Yeah.
Usually where there's an intersection. And I think from my experience of molding, what that is what you have to do when you do a mold tool, you have to have gaps in the tooling, big enough to let air out, which can be any size, but small enough to not let plastic make flash. You're right on the cusp. So if you don't let the air out, air gets trapped within the tool and you get your bubbles in the sprue. But if you let the air out, I think it's about, with the plastic eyes, we used to have 5 thou gaps because it was so thick and it was glass filled, and it let the air out. But because obviously I was doing diesel injectors and you can't have air pockets in that.
That's it. So yeah, there's a couple of things I'm looking at, but I am tempted because I enjoyed that, because I think that's when me and Luke started really talking, was 2 years ago. Because I was coming on during the daytime. He just finished work.
Yeah, he was coming on and loving it. He was loving that build, I remember.
We were all chatting away and everything, weren't we? And,
and I taught you about taps and threads.
Yeah, you know what? I never even thought of it. But there's something like that. They said, we're doing square holes now in the thing.
Yes, they are.
I said, well, I wouldn't even bother with square. I would go with triangle. I've never had a problem with triangle ones I've built. That one there, that engine that I was building with my dad, the other engine, that was all triangle hose. And
the Utopia, they've gone for square holes, and the problem with that is they are really easy to strip.
Yes, I mean, if you go with a triangular one, you've got a bit more give, haven't you? So
Tamiya have perfected the self-cutting screw thread thing. Tamiya off to a T with all their RC cars and that.
Yeah, that's what you need. It's proper self-tappings, isn't it? So
what do I deal with?
I quite often do Lego or part works between builds of plastic stuff, just to change up a bit and keep the mold on. That's a good shout. I built a Lego one the other day with my nephew once. Yeah, but then again, I like the quick builds from Airfix, but I saw that submarine that's made out of basically Lego bricks from what's it called? Revell.
All right.
That's out of a kit. They announced something at Telford, didn't they? They've got new parts for their ME262, I believe. Is that right?
What, in 30 seconds?
What was that, sorry?
In 32nd?
Yeah, I think so. Is that right? Is Revell release some new parts this month?
Well, they've got two 30-second 262s on there. They've got the tooling for 2. They've done the normal and the night fighter.
Yeah, but they've done their January to April releases over Telford.
Yeah.
So that was part of it, and it's what did Luke? Because Luke was there on Saturday. He told me ME262 A1U4.
Yeah,
I think it is, which is it'll be a new release in January or February, and it's got the 50mm cannon.
Right.
That they only built 2 in real life.
Right.
But it's got a whole new section to it. And then he had a new release of, what was it? I think there's a Puma in 144, a couple of airliners.
There's a Boeing F-15, isn't there, Eagle?
Don't think there's an Eagle.
There's a new parts Eagle, apparently a Boeing F-15C Eagle with new parts.
Oh, okay.
The SR Blackbird is having new parts in 2020.
Yeah, it's going to be the B variant.
Hawker Hunter.
Yeah, that's coming out. Yeah, because it's 3D printed. They had a prototype fully built, and then the cockpit done as well.
In 30 seconds.
Yeah, Blue Diamond scheme is going to be in.
Twin seat one.
Yes, T7. No, T8 even. And trying to think what was the other one? They've got the Blue Angel set coming as well.
Is that the NB52 and the X15 Platinum Edition with L177 scale?
No, it was going to be an F18 and I want to say a Hellcat. And 72nd.
Oh, 72nd.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that Eurofighter they were going to do that was like 99 quid in 72nd scale? Did that ever materialize?
I didn't see that.
They did one last year.
I think it did go on sale, but it was 99 quid because it came with some sort of book, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
This is apparently due out. This is apparently due out next year, 2026.
Is that 72nd scale? See it down the
Yeah.
bottom. So that's
Second.
that's the old 1958 tooling.
Yeah, 72.
What, both of them, yeah?
They released that in about 1965, I would say.
Because the X15 is 36 parts. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
It's still it's raised panel lines. It's very toy-like with all its big flaps and everything, but it's still the most shape-wise. It's still the most accurate B-52 out there.
So
Kit-wise.
the one that's linked here is the 1968 version.
68, sorry, yeah, not 58.
The 1968, and it
Not
comes
that.
with an engine sound as well, apparently. Monogram.
The engine and everything.
Yeah, it's an monogram one.
The glue.
And then they've got the X15. So they've done it before.
Yeah.
Monogram did it in 2011.
When did it first get released with the X15?
The X15, I'm presuming that was what year was that? 1987. They did it originally.
No, it was before that, surely.
I was about to say in here. Don't beat me about. Let's have a look. That's that one there, which is that
I'm
one.
not being let's just get on with it.
Yeah, 1987 it was first done. Comes with new parts. So 1987 it come with new parts, but allegedly they're saying this one here coming out in 2026. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's it. Revell got it, and they're going to release it with new parts.
Hmm.
New
Yeah,
parts.
'cause I remember last year they announced the re-release of that model, the B-52, and they had an image of a B-52H. There you go. But they haven't. That's a B-52. That's not a B-52H D. That's a B-52H, I think.
Let's have a look. B-50. They've only ever released it, but it looks like only in B-52.
They've only ever B-52D. They've never done anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So that's what they're saying.
But they've only ever done the short nose.
So so are you going to buy that BF-109 then, Nigel, and build it?
The Airfix one.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you got one yet?
So you're going to build yours, are you, Nigel?
Oh.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
I put pre-order. The winner. I was going to say the winner. I have pre-ordered your kit, which was World War II Dave. He won it. He won it on my channel because I said whoever guesses it right, I'll choose a winner, and he came out. He actually chose it. BF-109. So
probably because he saw the bloody leak.
We don't know because we don't know what time the actual leak went out. As I said to you, Nigel, I saw the leak. Well, somebody PM'd. I'm not going to say who because it's not fair on them. This is the next kit, and they put a link up. So I clicked on it near the end of our show, and I thought that's got to be fake. It can't be real.
I'll disclose, we were on the phone at midnight, weren't we, talking to each other? I was convinced it was fake because they used the word mold.
Yeah, and normally it's new tool. So, but anyway, but then I put in, but anyway, we won't talk about it. We'll talk about it live. But
you were asking me if I'm going to build it, Moss.
Yeah, you're going to build it, aren't you?
Yeah. As soon as it arrives.
Yeah.
It will go on the bench for a review, and then I will build it.
Okay.
It'll be massive.
I might even do like a beginner build on it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a live build or a film build, but I will be building it definitely.
I'm probably.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to buy one as well.
Luke, you going to build one?
Well, I say I'm going to build. I pre-ordered one.
Yeah.
But that's because I have every 24 scale Airfix kit with the exception of the Mosquito.
No.
So it would be stupid not to. But having said that, the motivation or the impetus to build that one is greater than any of the others. And the only thing that sort of sold it to me really is when I saw the American scheme in the flesh.
Yeah.
on the Friday afternoon, because from a painting point of view, that US Air Force scheme has every type of painting technique on one airframe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Everything looks better with a star and bar on it. You know it, Luke.
No, Italian. That's what you want. You want an Italian 109.
Because like on the American one, for example, on the underside of the aircraft on the wings, I don't know why I'm doing that because it means nothing. But on the underside of the wings, you've actually got the German crosses, which are almost like overpainted with, I know they're decals in the kit, but overpainted with the American star.
Yeah. It's an alloy. It's
just
not
from a visual impact point of view. No, it's the American one, like the
No, I'm sure I'm correct in saying it's the Allied star.
It could be, but I've never seen it on American.
I'm sure that the Americans always had a star and bar.
Yeah, maybe.
Allied, like the Spitfires that were in Tunisia and that, they just had the circle star.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's what's on the 109. Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think it's still got the mottling on it and all that sort of stuff. Whereas obviously, if you build the RAF one, it's got none of that.
What I'd like to do is build it as the German one, and then overdo it with the American scheme, because that would be.
That's the scheme in the box, though. That is the scheme in the box.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
it's the same aircraft. It's the same airframe.
As a painting challenge, if you like, that's probably the best way of describing it. That particular version has everything on one airframe. So that would motivate me to build that. I mean, the kit itself looks phenomenal. You know, the detail and stuff out of the box looks amazing. But so is the Spitfire at a 24 scale. Spitfire, that's the one. So, but from a painting point of view, that's got everything on it. So that would be the version, definitely.
I did the G5, the G5 version, which is towards the end of the. It's not that one. It's the one that's got a lot of yellow.
There is a G5 in the box.
Yeah, I think
United Nations star.
When I watched your video, Nigel, I'm like, that G5 is probably what I would do. That it's got that really nice yellow
that one
theme to it, and the spinner.
I think it's option number 5, Ross. There it is. That's the G5. No, that's
it.
That's the one.
That's it. That's the one I would do.
I thought the G5 was the high altitude one.
It comes with a canopy for the high altitude.
Yeah.
Right. I assumed the G5 was the high altitude. Oh no, that's a G6. Okay.
Interesting.
G6 has the, what's it called? The Erla canopy on it.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Opened that really. I was mentioning it to Dale on my interview. It does it. But the reason I was thinking about all the Messerschmitts I've built over the years. I think I thought one is actually 2, and the reason I don't like building them is mottling is an absolute bugger to do. Now you may say, "Oh no, I'm not easy." I don't find mottling easy. I really don't find mottling easy. I don't. And you know, when you go over spray the bloody stuff, you've got to go back. Yeah, but that there is absolutely fantastic. Hang on, I've got a message coming through.
It's not easy. It's the same as Adam, what's his name, telling me that 3D printing is easy.
Yeah, it's only easy if you know how to do it.
Exactly.
I've just got a message here from my source. It was more a case of, hey, let's get some star insignias on this bird ASAP so we can start ragging it around. That's what he was saying. So that's basically what they did. They whacked this star on it, thinking, let's have a go. So that's what
for me, and everyone will have their own take on which version or which livery or whatever they prefer it in. But for me, that one is just awesome.
Mm.
But for me, Luke, I'd like to build it as the first one,
There
and
you
then
go.
it to that one, because that would be
I
actually.
see, yeah. So you'd
You're
like
right,
to
there's
build
not a lot of
the
I'm just
difference.
giving you grief, man.
It's like
and then put the stars on it and stuff.
Mm.
it would look
Yeah.
like that. So you do that, and then you would probably like whitewash it out to put the star across it, like, you know, and then cover up the yellow band with the red band. That's all it is, isn't it? Or what's on the tail? So that tail would have had the swastika on the tail, and they painted. I don't care now. I'm saying it, and then they put the red on top. So in theory, you could get a decal.
Yeah.
And put a decal on there of the you know, the mark we can't say.
Yeah,
you know,
and I mean,
no name.
depending on what sort of finish you wanted, there would be nothing to stop you. So rather than using a decal for the symbol that no one can talk about, you could spray the symbol on.
Yeah.
Then you could spray the red on top of it. Then you could chip away some of the red to show the remnants, or that the symbol is underneath the red. You could do the same with the stars, with the marker, etc., etc. So it's got limitless possibilities.
It would also be worth checking. They've got perfectly straight lines there on those red bits. They were probably brush painted over, so they probably weren't perfectly straight. It's probably a right old mess. But if you did the German version and used decals, if you sealed it with the VMS matte varnish, you could probably sand it back and remove the edge of the decals anyway, so they wouldn't.
Yeah. You could do a lot with it.
Yeah.
It just lends itself to making it your own. You know.
I can't get over how many paints are required for it.
There's a lot.
Many.
Yeah.
I mean, sadly, it doesn't matter because I won't be using any of them paints anyway.
It's got slide molded stuff, which is no Airfix use slide.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, but they use slide molded anyway, don't they, Airfix? Didn't the Spitfire have slide molding on it?
I didn't think so.
I'm not sure they have ever, Moss.
I thought that was brand new.
No, I thought the Mark 9 had slide molding on it.
I don't think it has.
No, I agree with Nigel.
I thought the Spitfire Mark 9 had slide molding on it.
I don't think
the Academy A10 did.
They've done, because they said that they did there was one kit, because I remember going to the Airfix day, and they said they didn't like using slide molded because it's one of the biggest point of you know, if any tooling's going to fail on a print or on an injection part, it would be that. And I think they've done it before. They kind of shied away from it because of it. But I think there was.
This is where they need to stop and think about what they're doing, because reviewed that Arleigh Burke has a part in there that has a 6-segment slide molded part in it. 6 segments. They're doing it in China. So
it's in the chat there that saying they've explicitly mentioned it's new technology for them. The first time they've done it in any kit.
Right, okay. Yeah, the Bloody Ghost just said they use slide molding in their 124 Spit.
I don't think they did.
No, I don't think they did.
You've been to the factory, Ross. You should know.
Yeah.
You know if you saw slide molding.
No, Dan, it's been produced in India, mate.
It's being produced in India, yeah. But it said they explicitly mentioned it is new tech for them as a kit, a first for them. I'll find out for sure. Hang on.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out. Anyway, apparently, the other style of canopy is an earlier canopy, which was just a later, better round vision improved design. The G5 pressurized canopy looks almost identical to the earlier standard canopy. So
yes.
Okay.
But the the canopy that's in there with the clean lines, that's the high altitude canopy.
Yeah, maybe it is the first time doing slide molding from India. But I said, I'm going to have to get that Spitfire Mark 8 out and have a look. I'm sure that they slide molded in that. Sure they did. Top engine fairing, Nigel. Nigel's very excited about it, Nigel. The top engine fairing on that Mark 9 was slide molded, you said in your video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it was. I don't want to knock Airfix, but that was one tiny little sprue in the kit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is slide molded, but so much crap in here.
Nigel, there you go. Nigel, here you go. Here's one for you then. With this one's the Mark 9E, okay? That I got this week. Is that side loaded?
It looks like it because it's got massive gaps next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen this many times on an Airfix kit when it's come like this and the can, when they've slide molded that bit.
I haven't, Ross.
Yeah, I've got a few like it. Yeah, I am. They mentioned it in the release video.
That cowling, cowling slide molded.
Yeah. I'm sure they've used slide molding before.
And this was made in the UK, so. And it is beautiful as well.
Yeah.
But for them to say they don't like using slide model, I'm sorry. They need to because everybody else is.
Oh, wait, hold
on. The clean lined one rear piece canopy is the Erla canopy, not pressurized. The Erla one was not pressurized.
So which one's pressurized then?
The original one, the G5.
The other one.
The one made by is it NTT or LTT? Is it? There was two factories that made
MTT, wasn't it?
MTT, that's right. Yeah.
What do you want to do then, haven't I?
The Airfix release video. Airfix release video.
I did notice John's comment on my. Oh, he's not here.
He's coming back. I thought it was a great video, by the way, because it's fooled everyone, didn't they? Because they went round all fast, didn't they? And then the cross, and then the start. Yeah, MTT Regensburg, indeed. Yeah.
Did you see one of the comments on my video? Somebody said, "Why does the engine look green when it should be dark grey?"
No, I didn't see that. No.
I'm like, I don't know. I didn't build it.
There's a really easy answer to that question.
Yeah.
What?
Bore off.
It's true.
I was hoping for something a bit more exciting than that, but there we
are. No, I'm on my best
video. That very well done. Just going to go back to it. I've been watching Suits. Well, don't Suits, bloody hell, don't Suits now.
That's it, copyright. Oh no, it's
right now. I've got
copyright now, is it? It's called content identity.
Content identity. No, I don't think it was you. I don't think it was you who YouTube AI enhanced. They've because that technology hasn't come out yet. That's due out in the next 6 months where they're going to enhance everything. So,
I made a video about it. I don't know if you've seen it. I am absolutely and utterly sick and tired of what they're doing. I mean,
I watched your video now.
On your phone now to look at your channel, and you want to see the comments. It automatically says it selects comments you haven't responded to. It selects the comments that are most relevant. What the fuck does that mean? You have to change it, and then you have to change. Oh, for God's sake!
I didn't know that. So
yeah.
The G6 was built by 4 factories. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, this person here is on my channel commenting. Does that person work for Airfix?
I don't know.
Because that person there with that 109 spinner
it looks like an E model spinner.
Mm.
Yeah, they've commented on my channel and they said, we couldn't get the sheet big enough to include the internal canopy mask, like they work for Airfix.
So what you're telling me is that's now Dale's burner account.
That's what Dale's got a weird name. Well, Dale's name is really weird. Yeah,
or is it someone that works for Cartograph?
Cartograph.
Could be. Yeah.
And
I was really confused because I did my video straight after the announcement, and I'm like, why have they made a masking set for a kit that they've included a masking set in? And it took me a little while to determine that they've put the internal canopy masks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you also heard, Moss? I don't know. Apparently, there's been lots on YouTube about Airfix masks not being very good. They keep peeling off.
No, I heard nothing yet. Not heard nothing yet about that. You know.
No, because Sinners did a review. Yours were okay, weren't they?
Yeah, they're absolutely fine. Don't have a problem with it.
Can I just say that it's just somebody is either, you know, whatever Airfix does, somebody's going to try and find and start something, start a rumor or something.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. 99.9% of comments on my video. It's had 10,000 views now. They've been really, really positive. But there has been, you know, this kind of, not really interested in 109. Would much prefer the Wildcat. I agree. I'm the same. But the 109's great. But there's like, I don't find it very inspiring. I've got a Zukimura 109, which I think is a much better kit. I'll build that. Well, it's not a D6, and it's not 24 now. So
there's a couple.
Or you can literally say size matters in this one. Then
I said in my video, I called it. This is Airfix's biggest kit ever in my YouTube video because it is. It's the biggest part count, 405.
Right.
Airfix cap blood those are going to begin away.
I saw Phil Floyd's review saying they peel off and don't stay down.
Yeah, I see. I haven't experienced that. I haven't
experienced that.
But I stuck mine down in my bloody video, and they didn't peel off.
Yeah, I do likewise. I don't know quite why that. Why Flory might be saying this. You know, I haven't seen his video, so.
I'm going to say it. I may get my wrist slapped for saying this. I may get my wrist slapped for saying this, but I'm going to say anyway. I was told it's exactly the same factory that paper comes from as where Tamiya gets their masking paper from, and I may get my wrist slapped for saying that. But
I find that hard to believe, boss, because I think they're thinner than Tamiya masks.
Do you think so? I got Tamiya masking tape, masking. I got masking paper somewhere from Tamiya. Where have I done with it? And I linked.
No, it's not Tamiya masking paper. It's not that at all.
It's more like ASK, very very thin. Like Tamiya.
It's more like that ASK masking paper, certainly. I'm with you on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, because I've got Tamiya there and look at that against it.
Yeah, different.
That's the prototype version, that one. That was the first one, and I thought it was like Tamiya. But is it Tamiya? Let's look at the Tamiya tape then. The same colour as the Tamiya tape.
Well, to be honest, actually, now we mentioned, I brought it up. I've bought rolls of Tamiya tape that don't stick. And I've bought other rolls of Tamiya tape that do.
I got some Tamiya tape once. Every time I used it, it was taking the paint off. No matter, I had to lick the stuff down. You know, look at it. No, don't you dare pull the paint off. Yeah,
I recently had a roll of 6mm Tamiya tape and I threw it away because it wouldn't stick to anything.
I thought it came from the. I'm going to say that I think the manufacturer. Maybe they do it, and maybe the manufacturer where Tamiya get their paper from does different grades. You know,
it's Kabuki, isn't it?
Is it Kabuki?
Kabuki.
The Tamiya masking paper that is not paper at all. It's some sort of plastic material.
Yeah.
It's very flexible, but it's. I've used it to make camouflage masks. It's very good like that. You know, you can easily with a pair of scissors.
Yes.
But but it's not like the ASK stuff or the Airfix stuff at all.
The ASK masks are my go-to. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I think they are the best.
Yeah.
The worst masks I've ever used are Kit's World.
Anyway, folks, it's 10:20, and
Bloody hell.
it's
I
not
know.
on a long time. But I wanted, let's say I'm looking forward to that BF-109. Definitely, it's definitely on my list to build. Maybe we'll have a build off, guys. You could build it first because I'm building the RAF Spitfire one because at the end of the day,
you can't do mottling.
I can't do mottling. I don't care.
When is it due out, boss?
Probably soon.
January?
Soon.
Is it January?
No, before then.
I'll probably try and get it out for Christmas.
I think it'll be end of November.
Right. Okay.
I know that. Yeah, I won't say it. I'm going to say nothing. Okay.
Here's a question for you, Mars.
Yeah. Don't put me in shit there.
No. If you could do mottling, if you were confident of doing mottling, would the RF version still be your first choice?
I think it would be because I'm just saying the reason I've not done many Messerschmitts. I've done a couple of Messerschmitts, but I've done the Splinter hammer on them back in the day. But when a 48 comes along or a 32nd, like the one I got up there with the Nigel gave me, the 109 K4, I was looking at doing that as a Splinter on that one. But
Can I answer that question as well, Luke?
Yeah.
I've never done it.
What, mottling?
Mottling, but I've practiced it on bits of paper, and I think an airbrush with extremely thin paint and a backstop, I think it would be quite good.
There's a really easy way of doing it. So the easiest way of doing it is to buy a paint mask from AK or Uchi van der Ross. I can never say, you know what I mean. Hold the paint mask on it, spray it across with thin paint at low PSI, take the mask away, it's done.
I'm going to have a go at doing it freehand.
Fair play to you.
Because I think
I'm not. I'm going to use a paint mask.
Right. I think a Canary airbrush with the backstop set at low pressure with really thin paint, and make sure you don't go down back and then up. You need to go down so you don't get spattered.
I mean, the other way I've seen people do it, so they spray the mottle color on first. They then use masking fluid.
Yes.
Then they spray the other color on, the top color, if you like, the lighter color, and then they take the masking fluid off, and you've got your moles. But you have to be very careful doing that because it can be too defined.
But you'll have a really sharp edge. That's what I was just going to say.
What's the? Can somebody link the AK stencil then so I can buy it? So I may think. Do you know what?
Oh, the mottling stencil.
It's 124, is it?
You've just answered Luke's question, Moss.
What?
If you could do the mottling, would you still do the RAF?
No, I'm thinking of mottling. No. I'm thinking of that one you gave me. I'm thinking of doing the trumpeter one and this about the same time.
Just put me on large screen for a minute.
Yeah, of course I will. Definitely. Yeah. There you go. And that's enough of that. Thank you.
What you want to be looking for is those.
Yeah.
AK flexible airbrush stencils.
Okay.
That's the one I have. Yeah, that's the one.
And they're flexible so they can bend around the fuselage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can be a real tool tart like me. And the usually Van der Rossen ones, but these are expensive. These are like £15 a pack.
Yeah.
And they're photo etched.
Yeah. I've got
those. They'd be too small for that, though, won't they?
Say again? But they do flex as well.
Yeah, but they'd be too small for mottling, won't they?
Not really.
124?
No, not really. because you would just increase. There's various sizes in there. Do you know what I mean? You get like 4 sheets or 3 sheets per pack.
Because I bought this version here from our, I think they call it Menu, or is it Temu, or whatever it's called. I saw this, and I've seen tanks with it. I've seen tanks with this style of camouflage, but you know, I've got all sorts here. I've got that one there.
Yeah, look at these ones. I've got like
this one's for like, you know.
I've got like
one for modeling. Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, I'm thinking of doing. I'm doing the Airfix one.
Check these ones out. I've got like flowers and stars and pretty shapes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Hobby time. That's how I do my modelling, Nigel. So if Gordon says it, then it's pretty sound because some of the work he does is quite good. So I'll check that one out.
Go free, Anne.
Yeah.
It's only paint. Go over it if it's wrong.
Mig Ammo, have we branded the M now? Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So the general release of that Messerschmitt is 2 weeks. So you should get it in your hand in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And then, but I'll probably start my build in about 2 or 3 days' time, and work from it then, and then do that other way as well.
Boss, did you bring one home from Telford?
And that bombshell, we're going to go. Thanks all for watching. Really appreciate it. Nigel, Simon, nice for you to join us. Barry, John, Jim, Ben, and Dinzan and Luke, thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back next week, and I'll see if I can get Andy on from Scale Model World to see how he's getting on. And I want to give Luke a bell as well and try and get him on to talk about the Revel releases coming up in the next 5 or 6 months. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Take care and see you soon. Bye.
See you later.